Alright, so it says that we're streaming. And this looks, look at that, responsive. I refreshed my chat window. Let's see if we come back. Still looks choppy, but hopefully it's an improvement. Hope we didn't lose too much. Sorry if that was happening for a while. Okay, so let's just keep, as we find these things, right? Look at that, it's like a little time bomb, right? Like, having these little guys everywhere, hard to find. Alright, so we've got a looks around. We got a death one. We do a looks around player message. So we're going to do a few more of these, and then we're going to see how to, just because I happened across it, and we got a little bit of time. Do we need a target message for this one? I don't know. I mean, as far as we can leave it blank, but at some point we need to figure out how to handle those blank things, because they're going to come back and bite us. Yeah, let's make this death player message. You fall to the ground, lifeless. And we can get more creative. I'm not a writer. But I think Mystical Pook out there is a D&D guy. Maybe he can contribute some fancy words. Some fancy words to the... I don't even know what. Okay. If you can't tell, and I'm sure you can. If you can't tell, though, I spend a lot of time entertaining myself. So if I randomly break into song, or if like a really bad accent that offends somebody, I am so sorry. Okay. So that's good. We'll do looks around again, because like once you have a solution to something, every time you see it, you just want to crush it. I know we got another place for the look around, for the actual inspect, so to do that in the future as well, but this is really kind of just, this is stuff you give to the junior developer and have say, hey, wax on, wax off, Daniel-san. Does that translate? So there is a... Wait, I'm sorry. You guys can hang on. There's somebody at my door, and my puppy goes into home defense mode. Hang on. Oh my goodness. And we're back. I'm gonna take a chat break. That was incredible. My puppy is now right beside me, giving me the biggest. Did I do good, Daddy? I did real good, didn't I? So I'm gonna. Hang on. All right. Can you see this guy? Right. Okay. All right. Just to prove that my dog is alive and well. Okay. So wax on, wax off is this. It's from the Karate Kid, and Mr. Miyagi, the karate guru, teaches Daniel, his student, all these ways to fight through like doing household chores. So I joke about the wax on, wax off giving to junior developers because it's very much you might understand what you're doing now, but one day it'll all click. Probably a horrible reference and funny only to me, but okay. So we're still building. We're still looking good. I like all this. All right, so back to the base actor. We've got about 10 minutes left, and we've got a game we can play. And we got text resources. What we can really be critical of here is our implementation of those text resources, right? So it's pretty clear now that we've got another problem. Text resources as an approach really helped us to expose some other inefficiencies in our code. And this is one of them. So let's do a very light look at this and see if we can't optimize it right now and then probably come back and implement a pattern on top of it to make it extensible. All right, so what am I looking at? Well, for every one of these, I know the game action. I've already optimized this to a single call. So I'm just calculating the game action and the amount. It's always going to be successful because I leave it up to the calling layer to trap exceptions. And I think I know all of this. So let's give that a shot. So with any as Smudge pointed out earlier, that you've got like your kind of canonical or your canon when it comes to the design patterns, those 24, and then you've got your kind of homegrown approaches. And then out of the corner of my eye, I just saw Smudge say, "No cookies, sir." And it hurts so bad because like it's like you're busted, right? Like you're busted. I was reading chat out of the corner of my eye, and I knew. Okay. So with the design pattern, first I need an abstraction, and I think that our action result is a pretty good abstraction. Like, why wouldn't it be responsible for filling all of this in? Why do we need to do this 4 times? So let's go to that. Let's go to that new guy. And I got a pretty simple constructor there. I got some properties. And one thing I'm horrible at, is consistency on my class construction. So I'll have properties in front of fields ahead of methods, and I am not consistent. Alright, so public, we'll say void. Can we say fill result? We said fill result, we could take in all these things. So what would we need? Alright, so we would need an int. What else do we need? I imagine we need the game action. You know what? There's an easy way to do this. Let's take this. All this stuff. And just put it here. Let's do that multi-line select. Just do that. So mount comes in. It's complaining about not having a text resource repository. We just assume what's successful is true, so we'll set that. We need this stuff. So instead of the game action, why don't we just pass in the context? That was the whole idea of having this context, this thing that we could pass around that'd be really helpful. So let's come back over here. And so we need let's go ahead and put our injected dependencies up front. Oops. Where am I? Oh, look at that. Alright, hang on. This is what we were talking about before, where my action results in common, my base actors in core. Right? And so I would need to put a data reference in common, but I couldn't before because I was going to create this circular reference. Let's remove that. Let's go ahead and add our data reference to common. And I'm going to check chat in 2 minutes before wrapping everything up for the week. But okay. And this dot name. So we're going to say that this is actually going to be the action context dot player dot name. All right. So the only thing we're missing here is that we have this text resource names fight message, and we need to be able to map that, right, to a game action. We've done this before with dictionaries. So the only issue there is it's going to be a big thing, right? It's going to be a big dictionary. It's going to be a one-to-one. So I think we can do better than that. All right. Well, so what does that give us? So that gives us action result dot fill result, and all we got to do is pass in the action context and the amount. And then when we do that, in theory, all this goes away. Right? And because we're doing the very same thing for everything, we can just take this guy, put it there, and boom. So, we have a problem to solve in that we need to do the matching part. And we don't want to have to write a giant dictionary for this guy. It's just too much to maintain. So we want to have a smarter way of doing this. And I think that's where the template pattern is going to come in. That's going to be next week. And if not that, if I evaluate and that's not the answer, we're going to do something else. But this is what we're looking for. We want to be able to come into an actor, calculate whatever the action is, pass that over to the fill result, and based off of all of our other design patterns, all the things that we've done, we can now collapse all this code into just a few calls. So as far as every method contains an algorithm, right, or some component of business logic, this is really what we're looking for, right? This little bit. What we don't want, coming back to the beginning of the day, right? So we're just control Zing. Remember when we had all of this? All this nastiness. So we replaced all of that and fast forward with this. So that feels pretty good. If we play it right now, however, everything is a fight room response. And the reason for that is we don't have a smart way of solving this problem. But we would, or we could, if we implemented a design pattern for how to resolve this message. So that's going to be next week. So I'm going to check this in. Because if you play it right now, right, things are kind of going to work. When you go to do one of those actions that the base thing, it's just going to give me back the same message every time. So once I solve that, I really will have succeeded. I'm sorry, not me. We would have really succeeded in really doing some optimizations. So again, it's just those, everything else is going to work like you expect, but those 4 messages are all going to be kind of just a fight room message. I'm sorry, the fight messages. So that's going to be next week. Let me read chat real fast. Smudge is hinting at some collaboration. I'm dreaming of that day, actually. I'm really looking forward to, watching people code and these streams kind of taking off. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. No promises. I'm a busy man, but it's so exciting. Smudge says he's either realized my vision for combining those case statements into strategies, utilizing test resources keyed by game action, or a light bulb moment I need to explain in a GitHub issue to me. Smudge, do the GitHub issue. Let's share that off channel with the world. Anybody who's in chat right now that wants to kind of read and contribute to the conversation, that'd be awesome. But I think we're on the same page. I really do. I am kind of winging this sometimes, so it'd be between now and Tuesday when I'd figure out exactly how to bring it all together. But if we're aligned in vision, that'd be awesome. Because yeah, it could be really, really cool. Oh, and big shout out to Smudge, who's streaming tomorrow. Cool. Very cool. Working through Dan G's DI container. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to go and commit this and start shutting down and let the stream catch up. But thanks everybody for hanging out. I think it was a really, really good session. And come over to GitHub and contribute. If you're new, read through the channel information, hit me up with any questions, and yeah, as usual, I'll wave goodbye at the very end. But thanks for hanging out. Oh, quick shout out to Rob of the UK before he goes. Thanks for joining. I know you've been trying for a little while. Good to have you. Hope to see you next time. And check out Smudges as well, because I think you guys from the same part over the pond, maybe? I don't know. I'm thinking fast friends. All right. Thanks, everybody, and take it easy.